In case you require additional evidence that the current order of things in the world's financial system is about to be altered and that everything was prepared in advance, the XRP will be worth a significant amount of money today. This is the most important information that Us.Thankx rapper and the Bix News have to provide, so there is no need for you to look any farther. Putin, the president of Russia, has stated that Russia is prepared to resume communication with the United States now that a new government is in power. This comes as quite a surprise. As a result of the new riches that is coming online, Russia is prepared to resume its collaboration with the United States. A global financial order will be established as a result of the United States' intention to participate in the level playing field of digital currencies. Given the significance of this matter, I believe that a great number of individuals are either ignoring it or are not understanding it at the moment. Cryptocurrency is not an exception to the rule that politics play a significant part in the world of finance, albeit perhaps not as much at the moment. On the other hand, things are shifting and this is becoming ever more prominent. An example of this would be anything that was written by Elena Teregnu, who is a reporter for Fox Business. In actuality, the Solicitor General of President Obama, who was in charge during the initial phase of Operation Choke Point, and the Solicitor General of former President Clement Bush have had conflicts regarding a number of matters that have been heard by the Supreme Court this year. On the other hand, they have collaborated in order to provide support for Custodia Bank and, by extension, the cryptocurrency industry in its legal dispute with the Federal Reserve. One other indication that cryptocurrency is influencing the political landscape and gaining increasing support from all parties in the run-up to the election in November is that this is happening. In the event that Trump is victorious in the election, the United States of America and the BRICS countries may collaborate. Because the current status of the banking system makes this a very plausible prospect, you can bet that they will be discussing what options are available to them in the near future. It's possible that this is the final link that's required. XRP will be utilized as a bridge currency for CBDCs, which will be the next world reserve currency worth thousands of dollars, and it is important to affirm that this will be the case. It will assist in maintaining the connection between the BRICS and the United States, ensuring that everyone has the same opportunities. How are they going to go about accomplishing this? I would want to express my gratitude to the BIS and indeed Ripple for their assistance with Project Enbridge, in the event that a level playing field happens, which appears to be more plausible at this point. Under these circumstances, the central bank will not play as significant of a role as it does at the present time. This is due to the fact that all banks, including the smallest ones, would have instant access to global liquidity pools and a fair playing field. Take careful note of what is being said here. It is necessary for traditional transactions to be settled through messaging between central banks in order for them to be successful. This is accomplished by adding money to the ledger of one central bank and removing money from the ledger of the other central bank where the money is stored. Neither of these procedures is really good. This process is both time-consuming and expensive. Recently, the Swift messaging app, which is well known to everyone, has been the primary means by which this procedure has been carried out. By doing so, the banks that are a part of the system are able to communicate with one another. Additionally, they are able to send encrypted communications that adhere to a predetermined format, which enables both parties to be aware of the orders. The process of making these modifications to the ledgers can take many days. In addition, the expenses and fees that are associated with this process are rather substantial. There is a need for us to find ways to save both time and money. Those issues were, without a doubt, present before the ones that are currently being faced. In addition, these new issues are connected to the manner in which these organizations have been transformed into dangerous weapons. What I mean is that they have been weaponized, which means that they are now a part of a process that the United States has utilized to get the owners of Swift to do what it wants them to do. At your discretion, you have the ability to prevent banks from particular nations or specific banks from communicating with one another. To phrase it another way, you should make sure that they are removed from the crucial information sharing agreements that are necessary for the existence of international funds. Enbridge is looking into each and every one of these issues at the moment. Enbridge accomplishes this through the utilization of a distributed record, which is also referred to as a blockchain. There are two primary layers that are responsible for the design of the blockchain. It is the central banks that are involved in the first layer that are responsible for running nodes, which are their own computers that maintain a copy of the ledger. There is also the possibility that those nodes will participate in the consensus process, which is the method by which this shared ledger is maintained in its current state. Additionally, the second layer is comprised of the business banks that are a component of this design. In addition, these corporate banks now have nodes, and each of these nodes has a copy of the same record. The difference between the business banks and the other banks is that the business banks are not permitted to directly participate in the ledger updates. To put it another way, the consensus mechanism that determines what the updates are can only be utilized by the central banks that are involved in the process. Due to the distributed nature of this system, it is possible to complete updates on all accounts simultaneously. We no longer have to be concerned about the passage of time because we are not required to wait for. We came to the conclusion that the MCBDC and Enbridge should serve as the standards nevertheless. Were you aware that BRICS Pay might be able to establish a connection with MSBridge? With this, the BRICS nations would be able to convert their own CBDCs into a single currency that would be referred to as an MCBDC. A further point to consider is that, as demonstrated by this screenshot from Wtfff Xrp Global Reach, the BRICS nations collectively constitute a significant portion of the global population as well as the global economy. This indicates that Ripple's participation has the potential to significantly expand both its use and its reach. Moreover, this is a strategic advantage. Ripple would quickly get to the position of the fourth largest digital payment provider in the world if it were to establish a connection with BRICS Pay. It's possible that this will push more people to use XRP. It is etched in stone on the wall. The fact that the BRICS will use both Ripple and XRP will make it more useful, which will, in turn, drive the price of XRP to increase in the near future. In addition to the forthcoming relationship with the United States, the BRICS is a significant piece of news that has the potential to facilitate the utilization and adoption of Ripple in even more regions. In light of the fact that Ripple and XRP are on the verge of being authorized for widespread use in the United States, this is especially true. A peace agreement is almost ready to be finalized, and the verdict in the case will be announced very soon. Due to the fact that the BRICS countries currently control 60% of the world's fish and land resources, this collaboration between the United States of America and the BRICS countries is very vital for the United States as well. At the moment, the United States and the European Union are the ones who determine the prices of goods all over the world. However, this will soon change, which will result in a shift in the balance of power. As a result of the BRICS' ongoing efforts to expand both their membership and its relationships. In addition to the BRICS nations, 40 more countries have made it quite apparent that they are interested in joining their union. It goes without saying that Ripple already has a strong connection and is deeply interwoven with the current members of the BRICS nations. According to the information presented in this post by Chad Steengamber, Ripple and PayPal are able to access the Middle East by way of the United Arab Emirates, the BRICS countries, the Qatar Area Bank, and the Al Ansari Exchange. In addition, the fact that these significant new nations will be entering the BRICS will only be beneficial to the utilization of XRP in the years to come. I can't tell you right now, you can't tell me. As of right moment, the cryptocurrency market is in the same kind of precarious position. The operation of cryptography, the catastrophic adjustment, the crash and the bleeding that is still taking place. Remember, however, to think on the long term rather than the immediate term. This is the place where wealthy individuals make their money, so be aware of it. When you do that, you give in to your fears. At this point in time, we are in this position in the cryptocurrency market. We are currently in the phase of the bear trap. Everyone thought, it will be easy to get 100,000 bitcoins very quickly. When institutions joined before the crypto